Hey,
guys.
ladies.
How are
Are you?
you?
I'm fine. Happy to be here. Happy to chat it up with you both. I'm happy.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
ease.
We're happy to have you
listen,
on.
we're happy to have you, okay?
Yeah.
Listen, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I know, we're super stoked to have this interview, just to have this conversation. So guys, thank you so much for those who are tuning in. We are here with another episode of Indie Talks. Of course, I'm your host, Aisha Lewis Redway, and my
Hey,
beautiful co-host.
the yummy.
Listen, you already know every week we coming through. We pulling up with some of the greatest in music that's doing a thing. This week we have no other than the multi-talented. Okay, hats off to this young lady here, Miss Toucan. What's going on?
I'm happy, blessed, the whole nine. Thank you, ladies, for having me.
Of course, of course. So listen, we're gonna jump right on into this. All right, listen,
Okay.
you are from the Chicago, okay?
Yes.
Talk about the influence, because we know there's so many artists that is from the Chicago area that is built up in this industry. Talk about the
And greatness that
influences.
comes out of Chicago too.
Yes. Talk about being from Chicago and how that is in your journey, influenced your journey, be able to do music and how it built you.
So I've been in Chicago for the past 8 years. I was raised in Nashville, Tennessee, but Chicago is literally home to me. My first time stepping in Chicago, I was like, yo, this feels familiar. This feels like a place I belong. And
Mm.
um, there's been nothing but great things happening ever since I moved here. So just imagine 8 years of great
Mm.
things
Mm,
happening. As far as influence, the crazy thing about influence is that growing up, everything that I loved pointed me towards Chicago, and it didn't dawn on me until just a few years ago. So, favorite basketball players were D Wade and Candace Parker, right? Favorite artists, Shauna, Twista, Kanye West. I
mm,
love the Brat, all of them. My favorite comedian, Bernie Mac. So it was just so many things that just pointed towards Chicago that I loved. It didn't dawn on me till recently, and
Mm.
to come here and be influenced by all of the um all of the gems, the diamonds in the rough
mm.
here. All the underground artists. That's who influenced me. You know,
Okay.
it's a lot of mainstream artists coming out of Chicago, blowing up, but man, it's the talent that y'all don't know about that keep me on my toes. There are a few of them that are watching us right
Mm.
now.
Yeah.
So my hats off are to them.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to that. So
Shout out to the indie artists, all the undergrounds, those who lay low that got made good music.
yes. And what led to like your move? Because you say you were raised in Nashville. So what led to that? Because
Yeah.
Nashville is known as Music City. So what led you to go to Chicago and not even come back to Nashville?
So Nashville is mainly known for country music, gospel music, those genres,
Hmm.
right? So I went to Illinois State for
Okay.
college, and all of my close friends are from Chicago.
Okay.
And when it became time to graduate, they were like, yo, I don't want us to separate. You got to move to Chicago with us. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to go back to
Hmm.
Nashville. So I just, ended up here. Nashville, as far as like the rap scene there, we're going to forever be in the shadow of Memphis.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you
Yeah.
Makes sense.
know,
Yeah.
unfortunately, like the only
Yeah.
real deal mainstream person that came out of Nashville was Young Buck,
Mm.
but that's about it. You
Mm.
know,
Okay.
which is fine. But you know, um, I feel like Chicago was the best move anyway. Do I see myself moving back to Nashville? Nah,
Nah.
I'm good.
Like it's
So what was that pivotal moment for you where you just knew that artistry was for you? Like, what was that moment? Like, were you performing somewhere? Did you start just doing writing on your songs, on your lyrics, and just making music? When was that moment that you knew exactly that just music was just your kind of forever career?
I knew I wanted to do music at 7 years old.
Mm.
At 7, listening to Missy
Mm.
Elliott.
Was there
I
like a
love
Couch
Missy.
particular
Boy,
song?
Hot Boys,
How old?
the remix.
Mm.
You had the
Yeah.
R&B. You had Nas coming in hard. You had Eve
Eve,
representing
Eve
for the
killed it.
ladies.
Yeah.
You
Lil
had
Mo.
Lil Mo on the ad libs.
Yes.
Yes.
Like
Mhm.
you had Timbo on the beat, and it was just, even though I hate loops, that's just one loop of a beat that was just so raw. You didn't realize that
Mhm.
it was just the same thing playing over and over and over. But
And
since
Q-Tip,
there's so
yeah.
many artists and singing, you had all the rapping, it was just so many layers still to that song. You didn't even
Yeah.
realize it. And it was a big song. So listening to that song made me want to start doing music myself
Okay.
at
Mm.
7 years old.
Okay. Did you start off like as like writing, or were you just like immediately like, okay, I'm just gonna make my own songs, or you know?
Jumping on the mic.
I started off freestyling.
Okay.
I used to freestyle. I'm one of 7, so I have 6 siblings, and we used to have ciphers
Ooh.
all the time. You know how
Those
you
Nice.
had
used to
to be
record
fun.
yourself? Oh yeah, when you had to record yourself on a cassette tape and you got the instrumental playing on the background. Okay, you go first, and then I'm gonna come after you. And so, it
Oh,
was a
that's
lot of us.
fire.
So we started off doing ciphers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And talk about, so first of all, talk about from you for your music, because we're gonna get into the music
Hmm.
in a bit. And you have such a uniqueness and a layer to yourself in regards to when you come across, when you're rapping and when you're flowing on different styles, right, of the beats.
Hmm.
Talk about you trying to work in this industry, and really, because right now there's like a whole trend train, right? Everybody wants to jump on the trend
Yes.
train. Talk about how you kind of stay in your lane without having to fall, I guess, victim or to the trends of what's in music.
I naturally stray away from what's popular and what everyone else is doing anyway. I'm just like not interested most times. If a million people are talking about a TV show, I won't watch the show until like months later when people are done talking about it. So that's just, how I operate. And I've always been like, well, if that's not me, I'm just not gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
I have this world that I created for myself, and I have people who are also in that world, and we just stay in our own world pretty much
Right.
and just go from there. So yeah, I'm not one of those people who are influenced by other people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to music out here, it sounds like, oh, I like that. Let me twist that into my own style
Mm.
and go from there. But as far as like societal norms, I'm like, what is a societal norm? That doesn't mean anything to me. Like,
Mm.
if you all are into zodiac signs, I'm a Sagittarius. So those patterns, it's just like we just like doing our own thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. Sagittarius is zoo. Y'all do. Y'all do. Y'all do. And you describe like your sound as rant music and also like conscious. So describe what is rant music.
Yeah, because
I always
I like
have
that.
something. I always have something to
Mm-hmm.
say. I just don't always say it to the public. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I'll rant on the phone to my friends. They'll sit and listen to me talk for hours
Yeah.
because my mind will be on something, and I'll just run my mouth, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me start putting this more in my music as well, because the things I come up with are not always pop. They are unpopular opinions.
Mm-hmm.
So, and whether it's just a whole song or just one line of a song, and then we go back to dancing and kicking and feeling good, but I'm always going to sneak something in there. So, my guy Will is he's on the live. Shout out to him. We have a song called Throw It, and we also co-produce beats together as well. We like to call our music feel good music with conscious undertones. So
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't call myself a conscious rapper because I like getting a little ratchet too.
Yeah. And ain't
So
nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
Ain't nothing wrong with a little ratchet.
I like wine one day, and then like I may take shots to another day. I might like incense today, and then may light a blunt tomorrow. So
Listen, it be like that.
you know,
This is
you gotta have balance. You
Andrew.
know,
It
you
be
gotta
like
have
that.
a balance.
And so, of course, before we get into the music, I want to kind of piggyback on, you talked about some of your influences. Now, Twista was one of them. And of course, you appeared on Twista's, one of Twista's compilations. I kind of want you to talk about that connection and that collaboration, how it came about.
Okay, so I went to a listening party. I went to his listening party with a
Ooh.
friend of mine, and I was laid off from my job, and I was just like, well, let me just go outside and feel better, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Laid off, and my friend was like, yo, you trying to go to Twister's listening party with me? I was like, what the hell? I ain't doing nothing anyway. So we pulled up. It was at the House of Blues, and he was there, and he and his producer Toxic were talking about this music program that they were starting, and they were like, if anybody sign up today, we'll give you 50% off. I was like, you know what? I got a little pocket change, so let me see how much they talking on the cost.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw it was only going to be $200 just to join this month-long program. So I was like, you know what? Let me sign up. Before then, I was actually going to quit music and just stay behind the scenes.
Mm.
But once I joined the program, and I was surrounded by 29 other creatives, whether they were rappers, singers, producers, or just songwriters. And um, the program was supposed to have been 4 weeks long, but it ended up spanning like maybe several months because of the pandemic shutdown. We were in person at first, but then it moved to online. So for several months, because we're in a shutdown anyway, I had access to creatives, like a few of them I already knew just from the scene, but majority of them I didn't know. And listening to their music, hopping in ciphers with them. Hey, Ken, I want to do a song with you. Okay, what you got? What we talking about? So we end up all creating all these different songs. I created
Mm.
probably like 8 songs, and they were like, okay, y'all submit music, and whichever ones we pick will make the compilation album. So that's when I submitted 8 songs to see, which one they were like,
Mm-hmm.
and they picked out ones that they did like, and then we got a chance to go to Twisted Studio and record it and get it mixed the whole nine. Then it went on the album.
Now, how did you feel, or what was that like experience like when you got told that your song was being picked to go on the compilation?
I was happy because, before then I was going to quit
Mm-hmm.
music. Here I am now, couldn't stop rapping, couldn't stop writing. I was hella inspired. I had all these creatives around me. I had Toxic tell me, yo, Can know what she doing in the studio.
Yeah.
Like you could tell, like she knows what she's doing.
Right.
And um two one song was already released before the program. They liked it so much, they were just like, we just want to add that to the album as well. I was like,
Mm.
okay, cool. So here I am with 3 songs on the compilation album. Two of them was made from scratch, and the other one was already released. And I want to say for some weeks, like one of those songs was like the #1 played song
Mm.
on Spotify. So that really did make
That's
me happy.
beautiful. Aren't you glad you ain't quit?
Look at that.
I'm glad. I'm super glad because I didn't drop the project after that and then working on another one now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Yes.
just like, yeah, it's not meant for me to stop.
Listen, and speaking of music, so of course, so you have a couple of singles that was out. First of all, shout out to Sunny Show who's on here because I know one of my favorite songs that you have, Believe That, is definitely is that you have under your own independent label as well. So I want
Mhm.
you kind of talk about that, and then let's get into this new single that you have coming out because I kind of want you definitely to kind of talk about those, okay?
Okay. But before I start, what made me keep going is that during graduation, we had to grab our plaque, and take a picture with
Mm.
Twister. He pulled me to the side and told me, I want you to know you killed it. You stood out the most
Mm.
out of all the students, and I want you to keep doing your
Mm.
thing.
Mm.
You killed it. And they played one song over and over. He was like dancing to it. So that was what just, I'm like, okay, I gotta really lock you in.
Yes.
But believe that. So how Believe That came about, I was fresh out the shower, just getting ready for work. And I was just, you know how you just looking around at your crib, and I'm like, if if I there were just times I just don't want to leave the crib. So I just
Me all the
felt
time.
happy. So I'm just like, you know what,
In
I'm
your
good like
thing.
Megan. Yeah, listening to music. I can listen to Tierra Whack while I'm in the shower
Mm-hmm.
and just start freestyling. So she has a song called Megan Good. And I was like, why everybody got a song with Megan Good in it or Nia Long? I need to like just add one of them on there, like just for the fact that they a black woman. So I was like, you know what? I'm good like Megan. And I'm in the mirror, like, look at my edges. You know what? Let
Ooh.
me write that down because I'm
And
Yeah.
it
way
just
too
like
much
comes together.
anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just kept freestyling and just coming up with more stuff,
Mm.
like just being appreciative that I have my sanctuary and it's peaceful. All of my stuff is here. I got food, Wi-Fi. I got my favorite chair. I got a TV. I got books, a whole bookshelf full of books, self-help books, fiction. You know the Zane books,
Mm.
the Gary Jerome
Mm.
Dickey books. Like I never want to leave my crib. So you know what? Let me finish this song, right? DJ sent me. Shout out to her. I got a beat from her that I sat on for years, and that's the beat that Believe That is on. And I had a whole nother song written to it, but it just didn't sizzle in my spirit.
Mm.
So
Mm.
when I just randomly turned the beat back on, I'm just like, yo, this go with the beat. Let me keep writing. And I was like, okay, I want the song to be short and I want somebody on it. First person I thought about was Sonny Trill
Mm.
because he is one of my favorite artists out of Chicago, right? Remember I told you about
Yeah.
the underground
Yes.
Chicago,
Yeah.
Sonny Trill, like a whole catalog of songs that I really, really like. I'm just like, you know what, with his rapping style, it would be perfect for the song. So saw him at an event me and my team was hosting, and I started rapping it to him. We was in the corner at an event, and I'm just rapping in his ear and playing the instrumental over on the phone, and he was like, "I have you the verse by tonight." I said, "Okay."
Mm.
Oh,
And
okay.
then
Listen, gotta love
soon
those
as
go-getters.
Right.
yeah,
People
so
that
soon
just
it
don't
came
talk but do
time.
the action. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, definitely. So when we recorded it, like it was just seamless. It was effortless. Shout out to Steve Kovacs. He is Tink's engineer. So he engineers Tink. I want to say Donald Lawrence, Jennifer Hudson. So many artists he has worked with. Sir the Baptist. He's worked with Brandy before.
Mm.
That's my work husband.
Mm.
So when we get together, it's always a vibe. He engineered the whole Bree Love or No Love project, and I was just like, if it ain't broke,
Yeah.
don't fix it.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that
Listen.
whole process of believe that was just effortless from me coming up with the song, writing it, getting Sunny on it, talking to Simi. Yo, I need more beats because this one is too. This one is it got that knock to it. You know, it's making everybody dance. It's making me dance. I believe we got one and recording it
Yes.
with Steve. And I tell Steve, we go back and forth on like adding effects and
Mm-hmm.
everything. I like to produce the beat around lyrics. So all the different changes to the beats, whether it's a breakdown of the instruments or there's effect on it, it was either my idea or Steve's idea. But it was mainly me. It's mainly him listening to me like, oh, you want this? I'm like, yeah. He was like, okay, cool. And I would tell him, yo, I need an effect that sound like a shooting star, like a star just shooting across the sky.
Yeah.
Mm.
He paused and looked at me. He said, what the hell does that even mean? I'm like, like if it's just like fading away from one ear to the other. He's like, I got you. So we worked together really, really well in the studio and he came up with that's I believe that came about. So
And that's a beautiful thing
I'm
that when you
excited.
can like work together with somebody and y'all just
Have
like
that
create magic.
chemistry.
Yeah. And then y'all can do it again and again and again. Brown Liquor Babe, she wants you to say the DJ's name again.
The DJ Simi, she just got off tour. She's probably back in Chicago. She's been on tour in London
Mm.
for some months. And so I don't know if she hopped in the chat yet, but her own shout out to Simi. Shout out to all my
Yes.
my Chicago family that's watching live right now. Shout out to everybody that's gonna watch the recorded version as well.
Yes.
Yes. What was I gonna say? Oh, what I really was gonna say, because I wanted to get into, you release your song Soulmate and also Make Me Feel. One thing I do love with
I
that,
haven't released the last one
okay,
yet. Yep.
Make Me Feel.
Yeah, I haven't released that one yet.
So with Soulmate, what makes a soulmate to you?
A soulmate is pretty much a person who one studies you
Mm-hmm.
and works to understand you, right? Somebody you're compatible with, someone who you feel safe with,
Mm-hmm.
mentally, spiritually, physically, the whole nine. Someone that just gets it. And even if they don't get it, shout out to my best friend, ZZ, also known as Carmela Knight. People
Hey, best
who
friend.
don't, right?
Hey,
Like your soulmate, even the things that they don't get, they're gonna work to get it.
Mm.
You know, that's what I feel like a soulmate is.
Well,
mm-hmm.
first of all, while we're speaking on Soulmate, that song definitely resonated with me because it gave me like
Mm-hmm.
Aaliyah vibes. It gave me like early like 90s going into early 2000s type R&B feel
Mm-hmm.
on like the just like the ad libs and things of that nature. So that was everything. So shout out to you and to everyone that put that track together.
Love More. Another gem in Chicago that's another one of my favorite artists. Everyone who I put on my songs, I'm literally a fan of, right? Love More is amazing.
As
And
you should
if
be
you're
a
familiar
fan
with
of
the
them.
Sirens,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
huge fan. Huge fan. I play their music more than I play mainstream artists, right?
Mm.
So, Love More, I hit her up. I met her through, she submitted a song through my radio show when my team, when we had our radio show on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
And I came across this song, and the song was called Silence. And it was so beautiful. I was like, who is this? Right? I was looking for her for 3 weeks because I couldn't find the paperwork that had her contact information. And I was getting frustrated because the song was just so beautiful. But then when I finally found her form, I DM'd her instantly, and we just started supporting each other. You know,
Mm.
we've been supporting each other for the past going on, I want to say 2 years. And I always said, I want to put you on a song. I told a million people I want to put them on a song, right? And which I really do. There were times when, when you financially challenged,
Yeah.
and we know how
You gotta
costly
turn
it
into
is
something
making
else.
music. Yeah, we know how costly making music and
Hmm.
keeping this thing going is. So when I finally got the chance to do it, I was like, yo, I got these songs I want you to hop on. So the funny thing with Soulmate, we're both these love sick individuals, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
Same
were in
girl.
the studio.
Same.
I had her listen to Soulmate, and she's bobbing her head, and I told her the backstory behind Soulmate. And she was like, wait a minute, what do you mean? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, this, and that happened. She slammed her hand on the table, was like, all right, I'm going in the booth. I'm like, oh, she about to sing her heart out on these ad libs. And when she started singing, yo, I got teary eyed. Like, I was about to start crying because
Mm.
she really amplified the song. My lyrics were already knocking, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
The lyrics were already there. And shout out to the poem Aaliyah Simone with that beautiful poem at the end
Yes.
that
Yes.
Yeah.
really
Uh,
like, whew, shout out to her. And then Love More with her singing. I don't know if y'all are familiar with sirens, like from Greek mythology,
Mm.
but Love More is literally a siren.
mm.
I've seen the effects of her voice and her singing have on people. I've seen it happen in person, and it literally happened to me for me to look for her for 3 weeks and to put her on these songs. So shout out to Love More. Shout out to the producer, Jay Holston, who was also the producer of my song from my last project, Win Win. Shout out to
Yes.
Steve, who mixed it. Shout out to the poem Aaliyah Simone. That is such a beautiful record. And yes, I am a R&B head. So when you mention 90s and early 2000s R&B, that is literally my favorite genre.
Mm.
Yep.
And I want you to now, I know you have an announcement, and I know we have a new single that's getting released really soon, of course. I want you to kind of go ahead and give us the new single that's going to, because we did have a sneak peek listen to it. Ooh, and it was hands down. I want you to kind of go into that and make your announcement in regards to your single.
Okay. So the brand new single, Make Me Feel, will be released this upcoming Tuesday. So April 9th, y'all make sure y'all pre-save on Spotify or whatever streaming platform y'all are listening to. Make sure y'all check that out and give me your whole spiel, because I know
Purchase
it's going to
it.
ruffle some feathers. Yes,
Purchase.
download it, buy it, the whole nine. I know it's going to ruffle some feathers. It's going to separate who real and who want to be real. And it's gonna get some grown folks conversation started.
Yes.
Make Me Feel. I got Love More on the joint again. So we
Okay.
recorded and finished Make Me Feel before we finished
Mm.
Soulmate. And shout out to W.Ill, who's in the chat. We got together and we cooked the instrumental for Make Me Feel from scratch.
Mm.
And went from me just like freestyling to, you know what, this is what I hear for this song, right? This is the beat I hear for it. And we use the melody. It has the ambiance to it because I'm getting into sound healing. And it's like I'm ranting, but I'm healing at the same time. And I'm
Yeah.
using this sound to heal people because we don't always know what to say, but we're gonna find a song
Yeah.
that's gonna tell
Yep.
you everything that's on our hearts that we can't put the words together for. So this is really that song for it. And a lot of I know a lot of people who are married and have children who have I've given a sneak peek listen to, and
Mm.
they loved it. It's literally their favorite song of mine that's out right now. So I can't wait to release it.
Yes. And I love how it has messages to it, and it's just not like, your records are fun, but it's something for you to think about, and you can like
Yes.
reflect your life about,
Hmm.
how would you
Right.
describe Toucan from when you first started to Toucan now, like the growth in between?
So can um when I released my first project, Rain, you can hear the growth, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was gonna take Rain and Raindrops down because they were both some traumatic situations. The making of
Yeah.
those were kind of traumatic, and that was what made me want to quit music, right? I was like, you know what, let me leave it up. That Then I was Can. I wasn't Toucan.
Mm.
Can was in her feelings and just had some stuff to say. She was still ranting, but she was still also trying to find her sound, and she just wanted to get some stuff out, right? My family was on the phone cussing me out because I was living in Chicago and didn't release no music. I'm just like, yo, I'm trying to learn the city, learn the
Yeah.
Like,
scene,
I'm
the whole nine.
still trying to figure it out.
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah, they cussing me out. You been in Chicago and you ain't release no music. I'm like,
It
yo,
takes time. Creativity takes
yeah.
time.
So yeah, like that. So between me being in my feelings and two, wanting to get some stuff out, and three, telling my family, don't ask me for nothing else. Like, here's the music you asked for. So the growth, man, compared to now, I found my sound.
Mm.
Mm.
I found my sound. I'm still picky when it comes to beats.
Yeah.
Um, I know what flows I like. I know now, like if I'm not in love with it, I'm just gonna save it for sync placements and sync placements only. you know.
Right.
Other than that, like if I'm in love with a song, if it's really gonna sizzle in my spirit, I'm gonna really put it out and I'm gonna raise awareness around it and be
Mm,
consistent with the content and everything around it too as far as the marketing and the rollout.
yeah.
Got you. So you definitely got to be strategic in regards to your planning and your strategy. And the one question I want to kind of piggyback before we move on to the next topic is that, what is the messaging you want to be able to resonate with your audience? Because obviously, like Danielle said, and us listening to the music, it's it may be you ranting, but you have a message, you have something that you're saying that can resonate with different individuals who's going through different situations, right, at that present time. What is the main messaging you really want your audience to kind of just take away from the music, especially with this new single that's coming up and to be released this week?
My message is like it's okay. It's okay, and it's never too late to one grow and change your mind about things, to be open-minded about certain things in
Mhm.
life. You know how you hear people talk about, oh, music a young person game, da da da, but all the people that's winning Grammys are over 30.
Hello.
I'm 31, right? And a lot of people in their early 20s, they not going to always resonate with my music. I'm making music for people that's around our age that's going through what we all been through, what we experienced, whether
But
it's
we
this
still
terrible
going
ass
through.
dating, right? Whether it's this terrible ass dating pool, whether it's ownership, whether it's creating your piece, learning to create your piece, and you protecting it
Mhm.
unapologetically, no matter who you got to protect it from, the fact that you protecting it and you have the mindset, well, this ain't peaceful to me, so I'm just gonna, you know, leave it alone and just block everything out. So those are the things that I want people to um get right. Right. I want that to come across. Like it's okay to be cool, to be healing, to be vulnerable, and still be in your bag. You
Mhm.
know, I'm not, and it, like I love ratchet music as well. Like I'm not a city girl. I'm not gonna finesse for your money and da 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 da. I'm over here talking about
Kind of
I'm
get a big
making my own
bed.
money. But like, yeah, but like shout out to y'all. Like if that's what y'all want to do. Like shout out to y'all. You know, this is a judge-free zone, baby. This
Mm,
is a judge-free zone. What I'm saying is I gotta make music for me and the people
right.
that are like me.
Yeah. And speaking of like dating scene, if anybody is trying to step to Toucan, what is the best way for them to shoot their shot?
Don't bother me while I'm commuting. I'm playing music,
I
baby.
love.
I ain't trying to talk.
She said
I'm playing
denied. She
music.
bus, plane, train,
When the
car,
headphones
nothing. Don't do
is
it.
in, I'm not listening.
Yeah, in Chicago, you don't always need a car. Like we have one of the best transit
Mhm.
systems in the nation. So, if I'm on a metro train or wherever, like, don't bother me. I got my headphones in. I don't want to talk. I'm gonna be rude. Like I don't mean no harm, baby boy. But I'm
Be like,
selling
excuse
dope
me,
in my
ma, you
head
you look
right
you look
now.
really pretty. I wanna, just
Like,
Like we can exchange contact, but like don't bother me. I like those type of dudes who see that I'm already locked in my zone and are like, you know what, I ain't want to interrupt you, but I just, find you beautiful and da 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 da. Here's my contact. Feel free to reach out if you're single.
right.
that's a
You
requirement.
know,
Right.
You gotta be single.
You got to be
Requirement.
single. Well, first of all, Toucan, thank you so much for just literally having this conversation with us, having
Yes.
some fun and some light conversations with us today, dropping your gems, and everything from the music. Guys, listen, for those who are on here, if you're not following us, please make sure you follow us. We tap in every Thursday with some
Yes.
amazing artists. Please make sure you're following us, and please make sure this coming Tuesday, Toucan is dropping her latest single. So please do not just
Make me feel.
stream it.
Hmm.
Please purchase it. It takes
yes.
a lot to be an independent artist. Listen, we're putting in your own funds. I mean, literally, we're paying for everything to be done. You know, the production, you got to pay your team. You got to do this, right? You got to get all the mixing and
Visuals.
mastering, all that done. So please, if you're
Yep.
not following, you know, please just do not stream it. Please go purchase it.
Yes.
I already tell you all the time, my credit card is crazy because I'm always getting new music. It's crazy. And I just want to say thank you guys for being on tonight. I know there were some comments in here. I know you guys were kind of moving kind of quick. Thank you for participating and jumping in
Yes.
and saying some things. But we have one more focus we want to look on. We want to look at, because you are a co-founder of the organization for 60 Network Attainment. I want
Yes.
you kind of just literally talk, because you know I feel like, you know, we're all here for a purpose to support independent artists, and I want you to talk about
Hmm.
this purpose and what you have in regards to working with indie artists as well.
Yes. First of all, thank you for saying it right, because a lot of people would say 6D Network Entertainment or 6D Entertainment. Like, no, we focus on networking on top of, and and entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
We bring you the entertainment and then also have networking opportunities. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we focus on artist development, whether it's do it yourself workshops. We had someone who wrote a book about booking your own tour with steps to take, whether it's an email template, list of venue owners and what cities they're in, budgeting tips, the whole nine. So we have workshops like that. How to make your own tour. How should you step to someone that you want to work with that is of a higher status or have this high position at a company you want to be aligned with. So a lot of how to do it yourself, a lot of industry conversations. So we'll find somebody who is a music industry vet who was either from Chicago or lived in Chicago for a long time, that's been in the game 10 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
We'll bring them on and just let everyone ask them questions, the
Yes.
whole nine, let them know, yo, who you want to work with. It's not far-fetched. Everybody is at your reach. It's 2024, baby. We got technology. I'm going to teach you how to talk to these people so that you can at least get a response. You
Mm-hmm.
know, now, if you are familiar with the concept 6 degrees of separation, um, you 6 people or less from the people that you want to work with. I'm only one person away from Missy Elliott, right? And I'm still trying to
You're
figure
gonna
that
get there.
out.
You're
That's
gonna
one
We're
get
gonna
person
get
there.
I
it.
really want to work
You're gonna
with.
get there.
So yeah, we do a lot of collaborations. We co-curate shows with So Far Sounds
Mm-hmm.
quarterly.
Yes.
So we just had one for Women's History Month. That
Shout out
was
to so far.
really, really dope. Yeah, shout out to So Far. Really, really dope. I love them.
Now, if
Yeah,
anybody wants to like join like your organization or wants to, like, learn or anything, how would they get in contact with you?
y'all can follow us. You can follow me at it's underscore the can. You can follow 6D Networktainment at 6D Networktainment MT. We also have a website,
Yes.
6dnetworktainment.org.
Mm-hmm.
With all our contact information, we're always taking donations. Because if you're not getting grants, we paying for everything out of pocket. So that's
Mm-hmm.
another thing. And every other
Understood.
year, yeah. And every other year we have this festival called Wendy Fest. We have some artists that are in the chat who have graced the Wendy Fest stage, where we give our local artists in Chicago this star experience. So 2022, we gave everyone a free photo shoot. We held interviews. We had a
Mm-hmm.
stylist on deck. We
Love
had
it.
all these visuals. Everyone had their own flyer, and once they left, they got ready to leave after performing. We gave them their own framed flyer from Wendy Fest. Um, they got to perform. We had media outlets come out and interview them, and then we had the show, which was amazing. So every other year we have Wendy Fest. I love right now we're getting things together, and hopefully we can have a Wendy Fest 2024. If so, I would love for y'all to come down. If y'all have never been to Chicago before, if y'all have and just want to visit again, come to Chicago
I've
and
never
rock
been
with
to
us.
Chicago.
You
Never
will
been. I want this will be a way
Yeah.
to be able to come connect.
you will love Chicago, especially summertime.
Mm.
I hear Chicago's like the best time to come is like the summer. Winter, I know y'all winters be
Yeah, I don't know about the winter. I heard
it's
y'all
like
winters
worse
be
than New
going
York.
crazy.
I can't do it.
I heard y'all winters be on another
I heard
level.
the Teslas be frozen out there. I ain't trying to mess
Oh
with
yeah.
that.
You got to get your coat from here by here for here. Like you got to get your coat.
Yeah, I'm from upstate, and I heard y'all winters on a
Oh,
whole nother.
worse here.
But once you thaw out for summer, it's just like, okay, now we'll be at the yacht
Yes.
parties and we kicking it.
Yeah.
This
Got you.
food truck festival, margarita festival, tequila festival, you got all these different festivals, rooftops. It's so much to do in Chicago in the summertime. So it's just like, yeah, the winters suck. If you have a winter package, right? If you have a care package, you're good, right?
Mm.
And I'll tell you what that care package is for the wintertime. You need one of those masks, right? The
A
wool mask to cover
Mask. We gotta wear
all
a
of this.
mask.
Yeah, to
Honey,
cover
girl,
Push
everything
I
but
saw
your
her
eyes.
pull.
No, not too
release.
Pushati, that's too thin. Pushati too thin. It gotta be made of
Oh,
wool,
well,
right?
okay. Okay.
You need your coat buy your coat in Chicago.
Oh,
Okay?
okay.
You need winter leggings under your clothes
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
and
Gotcha.
gloves and you're
Now,
good.
do the gloves
Okay.
need to be from Chicago too?
Right?
But yeah, and they should be made of wool as well.
Whoa.
Okay. Okay.
Jesus.
Ooh, we got a lot of wool. We
That's
gonna
a
be.
lot of wolf.
That's a lot of wool.
Might be
All
itching.
right. Thank you. Thank you for that care package. We got for the list. We're gonna prep ourselves. We're gonna make sure. Well, Danielle said we're not coming in the winter, so we'll be
Summer.
there in the summer.
Listen,
Springtime, summer.
summer.
We'll be
Yes.
there.
Summertime, I'll show
That's
you
what
where
it's
all the
giving.
food places are at because Chicago is known for their food. We are spoiled here. Yeah, so if you love good food, if you love yacht parties, rooftops,
You said we
festivals,
love good food.
um, yeah,
Oh, I love
if
the
you just love
food.
a good time, like
Chicago's
Chicago
there. All
is
right.
Chicago's it.
All
All
it's
right, cool.
the
Bet,
time.
bet. Well, we're gonna make that
right.
happen. We're gonna make that
Yes.
happen. We're gonna stay connected to make that happen. So, 2K, I just want to say
Please.
thank you
Yes.
so much for tonight. It was such a vibe. You amazing. The music is amazing. Keep
Thank
going.
you.
You almost quit,
Yes.
but thank goodness
Almost
you did
like
it.
Almost.
You almost.
you're not
Keyword is
a
almost,
real
but
artist.
didn't.
You're not a real artist if you didn't almost quit. Like, you know what? I'm cool on this. I'm cool, baby. But you're not a real artist if you don't threaten to quit
Yeah.
or think
Right.
about quit because it's tough.
All right. So before you head out, of course, we have to ask our one favorite question of all. For those
Mhm.
encouraging words that you can provide to artists who are trying to figure it out, like you was figuring it out. For those who's trying to make segue their way back and just kind of jump
Mm-hmm.
in and the style of music in which either you're doing or something that they want to do. What words of encouragement would you give that artist or someone who is looking to be able to move in this musical journey?
I would have to say, don't stop. Get it. I'm just playing.
I mean, that makes
But
sense
no,
too.
Listen,
It makes sense.
it do what
that's
makes
it.
you feel alive,
Mhm.
and don't ever stop. Don't ever quit,
Yeah.
no matter how hard it is. If it makes you feel alive, do it.
Mhm.
Because there's nothing worse than being on this earth and feel like you exist and you feel dead inside. If I wasn't doing, ZZ is funny. If I wasn't doing music, like I would feel dead inside.
Mhm.
Mm.
This is what makes me feel alive. Writing the music, making the music, putting the production together, and sharing it with y'all and getting y'all feedback. So y'all, if it makes y'all feel alive, keep doing it.
Mm.
That's
That's a
it.
word.
Continue to live.
That's a
That
word.
was a full sermon. I love it.
Because at the end of the day gonna end. I know that's right.
Yeah.
That is right. Tell me
Gotta be
what, yo, get
tools.
out my head. Like that was literally in my head. Mic drop. We're done. Mic is
you
done. The mic
yeah,
drop.
No,
you might
shout
as
out
well
to AO
end the day.
Tunes.
Yo, shout out to
Oh,
Glow
Tunes.
for
Tunes.
really
Tunes.
putting
That's what
that
it is.
saying in perspective. Shout out to Glow. We're gonna manifest having her to be able to speak with her. So we're gonna shout out to Glow.
Your interview with Glow will be by the end of this year.
Ooh,
Yes.
manifest that.
And I said
accept it.
by the end of this year. Between now and the end of the year, you will
And
have your
December
interview
31st.
with Glow.
Yes.
Yes,
I
you will
believe
have
it.
Glow.
I believe it. Well,
At
thank you
whatever
so
time it
much.
is right now, that's gonna happen. Marking all
Listen,
words.
we gonna circle back to this. We were like, look, Toucan said it
She said it. She called it. She called
She
it.
called it. Listen, well, thank you so much for every single word that you gave, every gem you
Yes.
gave today on this interview. Guys, if you missed it, we're going to come bring it back. It's going to be on our YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go hit the subscribe button. We are there. And you'll be able to see this live. And listen, don't forget the new single is releasing this Tuesday. Please make sure. Go on Apple Music, any DSP that you can possibly find. And we're
Yes.
going to purchase the song. Okay. All right. So make it happen. All right. Toucan, thank you so much for this talk this evening.
Thank you for having me.
All right. You have a good rest of the evening.
Take care.
You
Be
too.
blessed,
Thank you,
child.
ladies. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God.
Ooh, it came in perfect.
Jesus, it was so close. But yeah, I love her energy.
Yes,
I
love it.
even though like she was joking when she said can't stop, won't stop.
But that was
you know
it though.
No,
That was
she
it.
said can't stop, won't stop. Whoa, no diddy.
No.
She said don't stop getting she said don't stop getting it. Uncle Luke. But yes, like for real, you can't stop,
I know no diddy. Yes, and it's so true. So true. You about to get us some shade room. But yes, I mean, I just love everybody. So guys, thank you so much for coming through tonight. Listen, tune in with us. Catch us here on every Thursday. I know we kind of vary between 6 and 7 sometimes because
just
the
bear with us,
scheduling.
please.
Bear with us for this season, but the schedule will be scheduling, okay? So guys, thank you once again. If you can just tuned in and you missed out, we're gonna have it up on our YouTube channel by tomorrow afternoon. So yes, thank you so much again for chapping in with us. All right, so guys, you already know it's nothing but real music, real style, real people, and it doesn't get no realer than this. Okay, guys. So until next week, you already know. Peace.